Part 2. The Gate. The two friends held hands as they walked farther and farther away from the house. They passed the lawn chairs where the boy and his mother would sometimes read together, and the fire pit where they would toast marshmallows. They passed the tire swing hanging from the short, thick-limbed tree. They even wandered past the old shed with a heavy lock on it. Finally, they arrived. The boy stopped and took it all in, his eyes widening like an adventurer who had just reached an ancient treasure. "The rusty gate," the boy said. "We've never come this far alone." "I think there was a reason for that," the bear said, with a slight shudder. The boy studied the gate. It seemed different today. Its twisted metal and rusted edges vibrating with whispers of magic. They had never come this far alone, it's true, but the boy had been here before with his mother. He remembered holding her hand as she inspected the neat green rows of herbs and blossoming flowers in their garden. On those days, his eyes would sometimes wander to the other side of the gate, to the wild, free, uncut grass that led to the shadowy woods. He would walk closer to the gate and squint his eyes, trying to see into the grass and the shadows. "Wait, is that a creature over there?" he would wonder. "Are those gold coins catching the light? Is that a ghost?" But then his mother would call him away from the gate, back to the safety of the garden. Now the boy's eyes wandered in the opposite direction, away from the gate and back towards the house. He knew by now that the kitchen was filling with the smell of freshly made waffles. His mother's soft humming would be gently drifting from room to room. The colors in every part of the house would be gradually coming alive as the sun rose higher. Home. The bear watched as the boy quietly stared at the house. "I don't think it's too late," Walter said. "We could turn back." The boy took a breath. He decided to be brave or foolish. "We've come too far, Walter. We're on our own now." The boy wheeled himself towards the rusty gate and slowly grabbed hold of its bars. In that moment, the only force stronger than the boy's fear was his determination. He held on tight, leaned his body backward, and pulled as hard as he could. Walter pulled on the gate along with his friend, even though his old bear muscles were not as strong as they once were. Particularly, he thought, without a good breakfast. They pulled and pulled and nothing. Frustrated, the boy stomped his feet and shouted out, "Why won't this stubborn gate open?" "Maybe you're the stubborn one. The gate is just the gate." For a moment, the boy and the bear thought that the gate had spoken. Then they looked up. At the top of the gate, a garden gnome had appeared. It hadn't made a sound until just then. "Greetings, strange travelers," the gnome said. "What brings you to the uncut grass?" "Hello," the boy said loudly. He wondered if pulling on the gnarly old gate had summoned this mysterious creature, but he didn't have time to figure that out. Wherever it had come from, the gnome was here now and waiting for his answer. We left home to find adventure, build a new life, and finally be free, the boy explained. Oh dear, the gnome said. Were you in prison? No, but yes, the boy said. A prison of rules. If I don't do exactly what my mother tells me to do, I am forbidden to leave the house. Oh, that sounds hard, the gnome said, stroking his beard. And what terrible things does your mother want you to do? She wants us to make the bed, Walter said. Ah, making the bed, the gnome said with a gentle laugh. I've heard that humans struggle with this sometimes, but why do you hate it so much? Have you ever made a bed? The boy asked. Well, on our side of the gate, no one even has a bed, the gnome replied. We sleep in the street, in the trees, or caves, or just lay our heads down in the tall grass. That sounds like a dream, the boy said. Because making the bed is the worst part of every day. And the bed doesn't want to be made either. It stretches itself and becomes bigger so the sheets won't fit. It swallows me with blankets whenever I try to cover it. And the whole time, the pillows frown like unhappy uncles. That sounds like a real struggle, the gnome said. It is, the boy said. And if every day begins with a battle, how can I ever find peace? The gnome looked at the boy with pity. But then, just for a moment, Walter thought he might have seen a small smile peeking through the gnome's eyes before quickly disappearing. The gnome spoke again. What does your mother say when you tell her about your terrible struggle? We've never told her, Walter said. She wouldn't understand, the boy added. She just wants to stop us from doing what we want. Oh, the gnome replied. But why would she want to do that? The boy was baffled. Why? Why do grown-ups do anything? Hmm, good question, the gnome said. Why don't you ask her? What difference would it make? It makes all the difference. The gnome now lowered its voice, as if telling the boy an important secret. Every person is just an obstacle unless you try to understand them. Even your own mother. It's like the way a gate can seem locked if you don't understand how it opens. The boy stopped pulling on the gate and pushed instead. The gate easily swung open, and he and Walter stumbled through, tumbling finally into the deep grass on the other side. The gnome laughed. Well, good luck on the rest of your journey. I hope you find the answers you seek. And good luck with that bed. The boy and the bear walked together for a moment in silence. Uh, that was interesting, the boy finally said. Yes, I know, the bear said. A talking gnome. Wow. No, not That? I mean, yes, that was weird, but we're not home anymore, Walter. You should be prepared to see strange things. Walter shrugged. Walter shrugged, and the two friends continued walking. I wonder if things would be different if our mother understood, the boy said. Or if you did, Walter answered. The forest of uncut grass now stood just before them. They gazed at it quietly until the silence was broken by a ferocious grumble from Walter's stomach.